Here's the play-by-play of a TSA agent absolutely regretting his career choices for 90 minutes straight. Ethan Kopech doesn't just follow protocol, he is protocol. He lives and works with his girlfriend Nora Parisi, the beautiful Sophia Carson at LAX. She's an airline manager and pregnant with their first child. He's feeling unfulfilled because he's been at the company for 3 years and hasn't gotten one promotion, so he guns for it. His boss at first refuses because he's always late for work and doesn't seem to have the passion, until Jason, his friend, offers his position for the day at luggage control. Three men, one at the airport, a tech guy who's holding a man hostage in a van, and the man of action are communicating about how they're going to use Jason's wife and twins as leverage over him, but he's not on luggage control today. It's Ethan. So the plan is scrapped, and they find out where he lives, and that he works with Nora, and that she's pregnant, and it's the perfect leverage they could use. Ethan is the definition of wrong time, wrong place.
I'll add it to the lost and found.
One bag for one life.
Excuse me?
That's the deal. That's what's gonna happen.
Ethan first thinks it's Eddie pranking him, but he's actually working. He tries calling 911, but because they've got to keep an eye out for Selena,
But I gotta keep an eye out for Selena.
he gets caught mid-call and is forced to lock his phone away.
To me, Christmas is all about family.
Really? The anonymous criminal threatening my pregnant girlfriend's telling me the meaning of Christmas?
This movie's unintentionally funny. I love it. But the caller, we're going to call him Traveler, because that's what he's labeled on the internet. Traveler asks him various questions about himself and where him and Nora met to pass the time, I guess. Ethan comes up with a brilliant idea of sending a message via his Apple Watch, which should have worked but didn't, because the movie would have been over in 30 minutes. Meanwhile, Elena and Herschel are investigating a suspicious fire that happened the night before. And it turns out this guy sells armed Ws to Russians, so they're confused as to why he's just been killed suddenly. Traveler is still grilling Ethan about himself and his family life, and aspirations when Sir Ethan spots exactly where he is based on the background noises.
I need a Leo on 4 bag check.
This is unreal. Just do it here. I'm already late to board.
After the bag check, he gives the man's ticket to Lionel, his friend and co-worker, to double check for fraud ticketing. He looks back to see Traveler, but he's nowhere to be found until...
Excuse me. Learn that there can be no lesson without consequences.
So Traveler ended up killing Lionel and then stealing the ticket. Also, you're trying to tell me that all those people looking at Lionel, not even one didn't see that Traveler took the ticket? All these faces and eyes, but not one saw that? Okay. Basically, whatever Traveler injected or touched Lionel with mimics the symptoms of a heart attack and makes it the perfect crime. Ethan's feeling guilty because Lionel died, because Ethan actually wrote on the ticket what exactly is going on, and Traveler knew it instantly.
Not drugs, get Nora out, find smuggler near Bar Arcade, Caucasian, from New Jersey. That's good.
This is so humiliating.
Smart idea, Ethan. I don't want to lie. He's told that with Lionel's sudden passing and it being Christmas Eve, it's best he goes home because Jason's back on his regular position. He's told he had to find a way back on luggage control or else Nora dies. He gives up and just sits down to see things unfold. Nora dies. Traveler starts this game all over with Jason and his family. Nora dies. He listens to what his boss says about him standing down and letting Jason do his job. You guessed it. Nora dies. His plan is to steal some fun juice and put some inside coffee, switch it out for Jason's, and get him suspended. And with the help of Traveler, the plan works, except that he gets fired instead.
Ethan, you're back on 4. What? What's going on? Just do it.
This bitch.
When the man and the suitcase arrive, Ethan is forced to act like he sees nothing and let the dangerous Novichok device through. Ethan takes a close look at the man's name, who's in cahoots with Traveler. Meanwhile, Detective Elena seems to be figuring out what the fire was about, so she calls Homeland. Traveler follows Ethan to the restroom as Ethan, disgusted by the device, begins to throw up. Traveler tells him that it may look like he's a terrorist, but he isn't one because of religious, social, or political reasons. He's just the person who makes sure everything gets done so that he gets paid.
Russians love it. Body breaks down organ by organ until eventually you drown on your own blood.
When Homeland arrives, they just think that Detective Elena is paranoid and looking into things that just aren't there, until Herschel says there was a call from Ethan inside LAX this morning to 911. Then she's sure she's not crazy, and something big is about to happen. LAX staff is called to a meeting in a room that has no cameras, meaning Traveler and the computer guy can't see what's happening inside, and it turns out they'll be doing random bag checks on passengers. Ethan takes this chance and puts Mateo Flores' name into the system. After Mateo's name is called, Ethan takes off the earpiece and runs to get Nora out of the airport.
Hey, she's a runner, she's a track star.
But of course, because Nora heard the news of Jason being fired, she wastes time asking him why he'd do that to his own friend. I mean, fair question, but not the right time, Nora. The sniper target on Nora forces him to put the earpiece back in. After a struggle fight, Traveler gets the upper hand and tells Ethan straight up that he's going to end him today. Luckily, Ethan grabs his pew-pew and aims at him. The way he's hunching over is killing me. But of course, Traveler likes to be the one in control. He decides to actually detonate the device, and now Ethan has to go to the bag check room and face his boss with a pew-pew, trying to detonate it. Ethan is unable to pull the trigger, even after Traveler's pushes, but Mateo isn't so afraid and stabs him with the pen on the table. So then we find out Mateo is also being manipulated and threatened, and his fiancée is the one being held hostage.
Please don't kill Jesse! I don't know who that is. My husband. You took him from my house and you gave me that case.
Left 109, right 083.
Ethan proceeds to actually successfully deactivate the nerve agent device with help from Traveler through the earpiece. Meanwhile, this is simultaneously happening.
Agent John Alcott.
Tell him I'm en route to LAX with Agent John Alcott right now. Agent John Alcott is on his way to the station right now.
Yeah, so Detective Elena's partner from Homeland isn't really a part of Homeland and is actually a team along with Traveler's people. He even has the same tattoo as the man of action from the beginning who was in Jason's house. This is my favorite scene in the whole movie. Lol. I wish I could show it fully on here. Thank goodness for Elena's resilience. Meanwhile, the a-hole Traveler isolates Mateo's earpiece and tells him he has to eliminate Ethan in order for him to be officially done with this mission and go home to his fiancée. With help from a mirror, Ethan can see that Mateo is trying to attack. They battle it out, running through the whole baggage holding place. Of course, Ethan, being the main character, wins the fight, and poor Mateo doesn't make it. Ethan sends Eddie a message about everything that's been going on to warn him about what he should look out for. Meanwhile, Traveler has tracked the package bag that Ethan has, and so he instructs Van Man to eliminate Nora. Traveler finds the nerve agent bag, and Nora finally sees Ethan's message to Eddie.
What's ready, Teddy? Move.
Eddie tries distracting Van Man so Nora can get away.
Select right now.
This guy is a professional. He's trying to take out all passengers of Northwind 1850. Too bad. You're under arrest for trying to save the world.
They threatened my girlfriend. There is someone after her right now.
You're coming with me.
I'm sorry.
It's always funny to me how the less experienced character in fighting in films is always somehow able to overpower someone like Elena, who's probably spent centuries learning to defend herself. But just because Ethan's the main character, he did it so effortlessly. But anyways. Nora is running how every horror movie character should be running. Nora doesn't let him get the upper hand. Why do they always do this movement? You're not the one who got shot, sir. But Van Man was shot by Mateo's fiancée, and he learns the unfortunate news about Mateo. Man, poor guy. Can't seem to catch a break. Traveler works with his other partner, who switches their bags, the girl who's actually the one who gave Ethan the earpiece in the first place.
I'm afraid that's too big to fit as a carry-on. Oh, we'll see, it's already been flagged. I'll take it to cargo myself. It'll be there when we land.
Transglobal 0610 to Washington, D.C. They boarded.
Ethan's plan finally works, guys. Because he flagged the bag, he's able to get the exact location of the bag and stop Traveler. Ethan thinks of the possibility of Traveler setting the timer off like he did before using his phone, and just instead destroying the plane along with the thousands of others on the ground in the airport and surrounding areas. He tells Nora to inform Elena and the others in charge to let the plane fly, and he'll figure out how to get inside of the plane. Meanwhile, Elena and Herschel are talking about how the Congresswoman is on the exact plane he's on, which makes them think he chose her specifically to send a very vivid message to the US government. Ethan does eventually get inside the airplane and heads straight to disarm the nerve agent. Traveler gets a notification that the device is being disarmed manually, so he can't use the app.
You might as well shoot me again.
Okay.
Traveler sees that Ethan has locked the suitcase with the device inside to try and hold off the bomb. When Traveler opens the suitcase, he sees that the poison portion is missing, and Ethan is holding it. So he throws it inside the compartment with Traveler inside. Traveler's constant moving around the compartment breaks it, and the nerve agent starts leaking while releasing the poison gas that eventually kills him. Great job, Ethan. We're taken a year into the future, and Nora has given birth to their baby. Him and Jason are back to being friends. We also see that Ethan has finally followed his dream career of joining the police force. All's well that ends well. Thanks for watching. Maybe check out my other videos while you're at it.